What up, what up? Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. I'm Tom Smoke, and we just did the P90X week 6 day or week 7 day 1 chest, shoulders, and tricep. Man, we got cooked. I can't even think straight. That shit was tough because we did the ab ripper X afterwards, and man, my abs got fried, my back got fried, everything got fried. And geez, Louise, it was tough. And we had a lot of people show up to the party, and I don't know how many people did the dance with me, but if you did it, you know what I'm talking about. Holy cow. Hell yeah, look at that shit. Looks pretty good. Got the ab veins down here. It's coming along pretty good. Had leftover 97.3 beef stir fry today. Made some of it last night for the fam with some konjac noodles, broccoli, and carrots. Or no, it was broccoli stir fry. There was carrots, water chestnuts, bamboo shoots, bell peppers. You know how it is with stir fry. It was good. It was really yummy. And you can check out my other meal plan videos for meal ideas for hamburger helper with the same kind of stuff. Lean ground beef, konjac noodles, and a nice fresh vegetable medley with a nice Alfredo sauce. Turned out pretty damn good, and the kids loved it. And it was very low in calorie. As far as the noodle calorie value and just the overall general calorie cost of that meal, because the noodles weren't a big factor in it. So you might want to check that out if you're looking for a low calorie option for your family or for yourself. I recommend konjac noodles, konjac rice. They're good for anything. They're good to fit in the regular diet. The only downside is, as far as I have found, they're not that affordable. So if you know anywhere to get cheap konjac noodles or konjac rice, drop that comment in the chat, in the comment box for sure. Because so far I've only found them in Kroger and Meyer and at a couple Asian food places, but they are wet and they're in bags. So they come in a variety of sizes, but the average portion size is about $4. So depending on where you're going, you might end up paying $4 per bag. And for me, I'll eat one bag by myself. Pretty much everybody in my house will eat one bag. So I put 4 bags in the stir fry last night, and all of them shits were gone. We didn't even have enough noodles for everybody. So it's just one of those things you might have to consider in the long run as far as using it all the time. It may not be as affordable as regular rice. So anyway, um, it's all good. There's other ways to get around getting fiber in your diet and getting in through a calorie deficit as far as getting volume and stuff. You can add celery, you can add a lot of other vegetables to the meal to get more volume in your tummy. But anyway, check out my other videos for info on that. I've been dieting for quite a while now. I've experimented in a lot of different ways, but I have a basic fundamental diet of meat, vegetables, and a starch, grain, you know, potato, whatever you want to call it, pasta, rice, couscous, uh, a bunch of other options for sure, beans, whatever. But It's just important that you recognize your old habits and you don't fall back into those once you've already hit your goals, because it's easy to lose weight, get ripped, whatever. But the other people that are in your life that were already influencing you before, they will try to influence you again. Believe that. They will show back up to the house with beer. They will invite you to parties, to get drunk, to eat the barbecue, fried, chicken wings, eat the chips and the soda. You're going to have a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. You're going to be the weirdo not eating the pizza. So think about that. You got to be prepared to be able to eat that Chuck E. Cheese pizza and stay locked in. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you want to eat 2 or 3 slices of Chuck E. Cheese pizza. But if you're locked in, it ain't a big deal. You know that those calories are what they are, and maybe you can just walk a little bit more the next day to kind of balance it out. Hell, you might want to walk more the same day to balance it out because you're so conscious about what you're doing. But until you start to calculate, your calorie need, and then start doing a calorie budget and really start locking in, lose the body fat, start gaining some muscle, start having your body recomposition, your body transformation, so that you can be a hot stud muffin instead of being a muffin top. Like, it don't take much, but you got to show up every day. It's just like being a dad. You got to show up. And there's a lot of guys out there, their dads wasn't around. There's a lot of young boys out there whose dads ain't around. You might have some neighbors who's got kids and their dads ain't around. But they're going to look to you as an example of what a man's supposed to be doing. And if you're a fat slob, what kind of message is that sending to the next generation of kids? And you got to be a strong man with your head held high, mowing the grass with your shirt off, with all your muscles shining in all their glory, showing the world all your hard work, that you're ready to lift something. If there was an emergency, you could go handle, you could go help. If there was a fire, you could potentially save somebody along with the assistance of the fire department. You could carry the hoses for the firemen. I don't recommend trying to go, do anything crazy or trying to go save anybody out of any burning buildings, but you know what I mean. You would be ready and able to do something in case you needed to. If somebody needed help, you would be able to help them. You would be like a superhero. Imagine that. In reality, you could potentially be a hero to somebody in need just because you're taking care of yourself and being physically active. But more importantly, what I like to think about, and I really don't like to think about it, but in the example such as that, if I was in my vehicle with my family and there was some kind of accident and we needed to get taken out of the vehicle, who is going to be able to do that? And I would think, hopefully, I would be conscious and coherent to be able to get everybody to safety if needed. But being fat and out of shape, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to be scrambling, trying to find your phone so you can call 911 instead of being present in the moment, recognizing that you got a situation, not panicking, having the courage to handle the business, and then having the strength to be able to do it. And then imagine, the relief that everybody's happy. Oh, thank God. I trained my whole life for this moment so that I'd be ready when the shit popped off. I've been waiting for it. I knew this day was coming. Now, hopefully it never does come, but the point is that the work that you put in, you hope that someday you'll be able to use it, but you want to maximize your potential so that you can say, I did everything I could possibly to do my best, to be there, to be as strong as I can, to live healthy, so that I could play with my grandkids, so that I could play with my own kids. There's people that can't even do a pull-up. So if they was falling off the side of a cliff, they would just fall. That's crazy. Can't even do a pull-up. But I started out not being able to do pull-ups very good. So I started out not being able to do push-ups very good. But over the course of time, I got better. I got stronger. My form developed. My muscle focus. I was able to engage muscles more accurately while doing the lifting, while doing the pushing. But it hurt, I got sore. I didn't give up. I kept coming back. I did my stretching exercises. I did my agility, my plyometrics. I did my yoga. I did my Pilates. All the stuff that made me uncomfortable, that caused me physical pain during these physical activities, the physical fitness, physical rehabilitation, it had to be done. Physical rehabilitation sometimes is a painful process because the muscles that were traumatized, they don't want to move around very much. Scar tissue, it gets very tight. You have to liberate it, and it hurts. It doesn't feel very good. But after it's liberated, then it doesn't hurt ever. But you have to break through the initial phase, the initial discomfort. My traps hurt for almost 12 months, and now they don't hurt unless I do the exercises and I stimulate them. But there was a point in time where, because I started using them for a change, with all the pull-ups, with all the push-ups, them shits were aching every day. I had to take a leave. I had to take Tylenol. I had to put ice packs and do steam room and try to, do my best to work through it. And I had massage therapy, physical therapy, all that stuff. And over the course of time, I had improvements. I got better. And I can't guarantee the same thing could happen to you, but it could. You just have to try. You have to keep doing it. You have to push through the weakness. You have to be fatigued. Sometimes you have to work out tired. Sometimes you have to, work out sore. But sometimes it starts out sore and it isn't sore by the end of the workout. It's an amazing thing. It's a phenomenon. I don't understand it, but I have experienced it. All I can say is I can prove that home fitness works. I have proof. I am proof. 30-minute workouts gets the job done. 1 hour workout, doing home fitness, a DVD program. That's all it takes. You don't have to have crazy gym equipment at your house. You don't have to be a power lifter to get in shape and to get stronger. You just have to be consistent, and you have to keep showing up every day. Every day, showing up, doing the work, getting the results. And if you stay up with it, you're going to get all the results that you want. But you just can't quit, and there are no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy way. is if it was easy, everybody would look like me. Everybody would not be asking what the secret is because they would already know. But it's not about a secret. It's not about one way to get the job done. There's too many ways to get the job done. But it's about the accountability and the desire to stick with it. You know, can you overcome your own gluttony? Can you overcome your impulses? Can you control your urges? I don't know. But that's part of the 13-week program. If you can lock in a 13-week diet and training, you can change your life. You can change your old habits. You can change your trajectory from going down to going up. Instead of falling apart, you could be coming back together again, rejuvenating yourself. It's possible. Men in your 40s, men over 40, stay-at-home dads, you can do this at your house. You can do this easily, but you just got to do it. That's it. You go buy the DVDs. Just do it. There's a calendar. Follow the calendar. They have a nutrition guide. It is what it is. They help you. The P90X is amazing. Try it for yourself. Lock in for the 90 days. Day 43, that's a wrap. Tomorrow's day 44. So join me tomorrow. We're going to be doing plyometrics. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be jumping around, working the hips, the calves, the knees, the ankles, the plantar fascia, the foot flexors, everything. Shoulders, core, back, abs, the whole 9 yards. Check it out for yourself. I think you'll like it. I'm Tom Smoke, and I'm getting shredded, baby. 2026. Hell yeah. I'll see you next time. Later.